Good morning, boys and girls. It's going to be a fun time again to learn about our God. For today, we will be telling you about a man who follows all of God's commands. His name is Noah. Through Noah, you will learn that God protects those who show faith in Him. However, you will also learn that God punishes those who disobey Him. This is what we should avoid and instead follow and love God with all our hearts. So, boys and girls, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
When God created the world and everything in it, He made man in His own image to live here and take care of the world. However, people started doing evil things and stopped following His commands. They kept on fighting. They did not pray to Him and only cared for their own comfort. When God saw that the man had become very wicked, He was grieved and sad. He decided to destroy the earth and everything in it. There was only one man who was different. His name was Noah. Noah believed and loved God. Noah had a wife and 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Noah taught his family to worship God and not to follow the wicked ways of the people around them. God wanted to save Noah and his family from the punishment, which would come over the whole earth. So God said to Noah, "I will wipe out all men living on this earth, because they have become very wicked. Since you are a good man, Noah, and you've never forgotten me, I will save you and your family. Therefore, build a big ship from wood, because I will send a very strong flood. The ark should be big enough for your family. You will also take 1 pair of all animals with you. I will give you all the instructions you need." "Okay, God, I will follow everything you will say." Then the Lord told Noah exactly how to build this big ship, which was called an ark. Noah gathered his sons, Shem, Japheth, and Ham, and they started to work on building the ark. Noah's neighbors were very astonished at what they are doing. "What are you doing, Noah?" "I am building an ark because God will send a big flood and all the people and animals will be destroyed. You have to change your ways and come back to God." "A ship on dry land? You are crazy, Noah. Stop building this nonsense. Crazy old Noah. You say it's going to rain. I don't even see a drip of rain anywhere. Do you really believe in this God? You have been making a fool of yourself, Noah." "I will believe in my God, and He will never abandon me." But Noah did not mind his neighbors and kept on building the ark. It took a long time to finish the ark. During all those years, Noah warned his neighbors about the great flood. God waited to see if men would believe Noah and turn from their evil ways, but none of them believed, until finally the ark was finished. The time given to man to repent was over, and now punishment would soon come. God said, Noah, go into the ark with your wife, with Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their wives, all the animals too. In 7 days I will send the flood. From that day on, the whole family of Noah was very busy. They went into the ark and took all the food they had prepared for them and the animals. Then the animals began to arrive, and they come in pairs, and one by one they entered the ark. After all the animals are inside, as well as Noah and his family, God closed the door of the ark, and no one could open it after that. It became very dark on the earth. Black clouds gathered in the sky. And then, a big thunderstorm began. The rain began to pour down and did not stop. Water came out from the earth itself. The rivers overflowed and the sea rose. Now the people got really frightened. They called for help. Help us! Help us! Let us in the ark! But there was no one who could help them now. In the end, all living things were drowned, just as God has said. Meanwhile, in the ark, Noah and his family and all the animals were perfectly safe. God watched over them as he had promised. They were safe from the punishment of God because they had believed. The ark continued to sail for days until the rain stopped and the water subsided. The ark came to a stop on top of a dry mountain. Then God spoke to Noah. You and your family are now safe. You can live a new life with your family. Release all the animals so that they can roam the earth. And so Noah released all the animals. You are a righteous man, Noah. Your family has been saved because of your good deeds. I promise that I will never again send a flood like this. As a reminder of this promise, God created a beautiful rainbow. And Noah and his family lived for a long time on earth. And Noah's children and grandchildren were spread all over the earth. The end.
Let's have discussion questions. Why did God decide to send a big flood to the earth? Number 2. Why did Noah build the ark? And number 3. Why do you think God saved Noah and his family from the flood?
Hi kids! Did you enjoy today's Bible story about how Noah, through his faith in God, built an ark to save his family? Well, now let's go to our memory verse. Our memory verse for today is found in Hebrews 11 verse 7. By faith, Noah, when warned about things not yet seen, in holy fear, built an ark to save his family. Hebrews 11 verse 7. One more time. Hebrews 11 verse 7. By faith, Noah, when warned about things not yet seen, in holy fear, built an ark to save his family. Hebrews 11 verse 7. Well, that's our memory verse for today. Hope you guys can remember it.
So for our lesson today, rather than doing an arts and crafts, we're going to do something that's a bit more of an activity. So what you're going to need for this activity is, first off, you're going to need a basin or a large Tupperware that can hold water. Either of these will work. So you're also going to need a round sauce container or a round Tupperware. So you can go from this small to this big. Personally, I'm going to use something this size. Just make sure it's transparent. You're also going to need paper that you can draw on, and pencils or pens or markers that you can draw with. You're also going to need scissors and some tape. Let's start! So the first thing you're going to want to do is to draw Noah and his family. So make sure that you draw them small enough to fit inside this container, which will serve as your boat. So don't make them any taller than this. And then when you're done with Noah and his family, you're going to draw pairs of animals. They can be any sort of animals you want. You can have pairs of lions, pairs of crocodiles, pairs of birds, of cats, of dogs, and just draw which animals that you like. And when you're done drawing these animals, you can now cut out all of them, Noah's family, the animals, and you put them inside the boat. To help them stand up inside the boat, you might also want to tape them along the sides of the container or along the bottom so that they stay standing up. And once you're done filling the boat with your animals and with Noah, you can now close the container. At this point, you're going to put your full boat inside your basin. So your basin, on the other hand, is now your world, and we're going to flood it with water. Since your Tupperware is closed, you can just put the whole thing under a faucet and let it run, or you can also just grab a pitcher of water and pour it in slowly. So just watch. Now you can watch and see as the flood fills up the earth, and while everything else that is unrighteous might drown, Noah and his family and the animals that they took on the ark are safe because God protected them inside the ark. That was it for our Noah's Ark activity. I hope that you enjoyed and that you learned something from it. See you!